One time for the grind and 2 times for the shine. We live in the poker room, and I'm host Pakman James, and today my guest is
your boy Flex. You heard me.
What's going on with you today, Flex?
Good, man. Let me get this damn phone. I'm good.
On this day after Fat Tuesday.
Well, actually, the day after my birthday.
Oh, so happy birthday.
My birthday was yesterday, 32. And, I feel more beautiful than ever, so we good.
All right, ready? What you got planned for your birthday?
We did a whole lot during the weekend, prepping for Mardi Gras pretty much, but we did a whole lot. Just actually this year, oddly enough, I didn't do anything. Whatever my people wanted to do, I let them just pull me wherever they wanted to go. We went out a few places. Usually I put together this huge, gala-styled event, but this year I didn't. I'm focused on some other stuff this year, so I let that sit down for this year. We might be back at it next year. I don't know.
Okay. How did the drill squad at Northside High influence your career?
Bro, drill squad, everything. My name Flex comes from drill squad. So I joined drill squad.
Hold on, you say your name Flex comes from drill squad?
Yeah, Flex comes from drill squad.
How did that transpire?
Yeah, I joined drill squad summer of 2006. And so on drill squad, we get names, right? So you get like line names, and all of our names came from Uncanny X-Men in Marvel Universe. So we get the name, and then we have to embody the name and make a true meaning for it. And so Flex actually is the son of Wolverine.
Okay.
So it's not like Flex, it's like more on point, sharp Flex. Sharper than a razor blade, can't be touched, untouchable, phenomenal funk master Flex. It's they watch you for a while and give you the name that they think best fits you and describes you. And then Flex just stuck with me everywhere from there to radio to now this entertainment life I'm in. And when I got with Diddy, I was trying to drop the name Flex and go by Orlando, and everybody was still calling me Flex. So I was like, all right, I guess this is sticking. And so there you have it. But yeah, Flex comes from Drill Squad. Drill Squad, man, Drill Squad brought me to where I am mentally, just speaking, how well I speak. We live everything through PhD, precision, hard work, and discipline, every aspect of our lives. And so even getting out of high school, everything that I was doing, I still was thinking PhD, precision, hard work, and discipline on everything. And I stick with that. I embody that. I forever owe I'm indebted to the Drill Squad family, the culture. I was glad I was able to take that jacket and help the organization go to the next level, turn it into a business and go to the next level. But man, I owe everything to Drill Squad for sure.
What is Drill Squad?
So Drill Squad, step team, essentially a step team, Northside High School campus, World War 1997. I see you all. He come out the bag with Drill Squad. It's crazy. I mean, the smiles, because really it pierces like it's a love, a true love we have. But it's a high school organization we had at Northside High, which was a step team essentially. But we were more than just a step team. Really, really, truly a family, a coalition. That really. And then from there we started other squads. A step squad is from St. Martinville. Just most recently, just started the Karen Crow High squads called the Crow Squad. And we created the epitome of stepping in Louisiana for sure, but all across the country we're the number one. Won a lot of money, done some great shows, won Disney and everything. Went to Disney, beat out 4 teams in Disney. So Drill Squad is everything, man, for sure.
Did you attend any Mardi Gras festivities?
Sure. I had a whole party yesterday for Mardi Gras right across down on Jefferson, Johnson and Vermilion. Had the sections out, the sectionals like you'll see in a lounge or club, and had that out. We set up and we had a whole party, everything, hookahs, everything, So, then of course I attended some of the parades. Youngsville, we also were in the Karen Crow Parade. My family always have a flow in the Karen Crow Parade. So yeah, just moving around, partying.
Let me get your perspective on this. How do you feel about the parades not having numerous bands in them nowadays? You can count on your finger how many.
Yeah, I think you lose some energy. I think substance drop. But then you ask, is it a parade thing, like rules and regulations, or is it a band thing and bands are not coming out no more? It's just not the same. I mean, think about, we was having Black Heritage Band, a community band, the schools, and it's things are different. So I don't know if it's on the parade organizers or if it's the schools, but I wish there would be more, because that brings the energy. That was the life. It was, you was waiting. You damn near be one band, 3 floats, one band, 3 floats, one band, 2 floats. Now you see one band.
One band.
Yeah.
How did you get your start in the entertainment business?
So, man, I had an accident going into my 8th grade year. Got hit by a car, and I was stuck at home.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Nah, we good. Hey, that's the best thing that ever happened to me. Best thing that ever happened to me. You know what I mean? Because it changed my life forever. And so, I mean, excuse me. So we had. I'm stuck at home. Can't go to school. So all I'm doing now is, clearly we have these bad boys. Mm-hmm. So all I'm doing now is watching Law and Order, SVU, and wrestling, and listening to radio 95.5, and just kept listening. And I started liking it. I started calling all the time and winning prizes. And then they're like, "Look, bro, you got to stop winning. You're winning too much." If you ever hear now on the radio where it says you got 30, you have to wait 30 days before winning again, that was because of me. I literally was winning every night. Man, Lady Kim, DJ Kiki, Naoki, man, I was winning every night. And then they're like, "Look, man," DJ Kiki was like, "Look, man, how about you just help me out and be a guest DJ, man? And we're going to just help give you stuff." And so I started helping them introduce songs like on the top 8 at 8, top 7 at 7, that type of stuff. Started liking it, and I was called Mike, aka the Mikes at the time. And then more so though, when Mr. C started, shout out to Mr. C, big time, my mentor. When he started, he was doing a party, and he just liked my energy when I would call and be a guest DJ, because I just kept it going. And then he was like, "Man, what school you go to?" Like Northside. I was a freshman. He's like, "Man, you lit, man. I want you to help me promote one of my parties." And I mean, we had paper flyers. I was just passing out flyers for him. And then from there, he started letting me get on the mic and MC. I thought at the time I was MC, but he's like MC. Then he started teaching me how to DJ. Cause like, "Look, man, I'm gonna need you at some parties here doing that while I'm doing this." And so I just became his arm, carrying his bags, whatever he needed, going to the radio station, everything, and just getting, all the events, Cupid. Man, I was everywhere with everybody, just doing whatever I could do to be in the mix, any concert. And then from there, just started taking that, started doing my own parties. When I was 2007, I think, junior year, started doing my own parties and like putting them together. Then I was DJing graduation dinners, things like that. And then I realized, okay, I can't be at the party, hosting the party, DJing, worry about the money at the door, worry about security all at once. I say, let me start teaching. And so I started teaching some DJs, put some DJs on. And so now I just started running my business, Flex Promotions. We had Flex Promotions. I started putting in DJs and MCs and that type of stuff. So that way I could be 10 places at one time. You know what I mean? So that's where I got started at.
Well, hey, but before you go forward, I got to ask, what is the key to winning a radio competition? Because I grew up loving radio. I worked at 103.7 The Game in college. Thought it was going to be sports radio. I mean, shoot, I made a podcast company. So
yeah,
there's something to that. But I always love those little competitions. Like, what is the key to getting to the point where they make a rule for you?
Understanding, after listening to it so many days, I started understanding consistency, and I started understanding, they don't just say call and win. I started understanding I'm not going to say the correct terminology right now because I didn't know it at the time. So I just started understanding that there's a certain time that they always ask for the same thing. Now I know it's called appointment setting, right? So in radio, there's an appointment setting. Like I know there's commercials go on every 20, 35, and 50 of the hour. And usually the giveaway is going to be around the 35 because they're going to do an appointment saying like, "Hey, at this time." And so as I was listening to the radio, and I'm like, okay, so every time he gets to song number 2, he asks for the winner. So if I call right when he going to song number 2, then I can be calling number 9 on the line. But I'm going to call from 3 phones. So eventually I'm one or the other, right? And whatever one I don't get on, I'm going to hang up, right? And I'm knowing every time there's a certain time they're asking for this every day. And that's how I mastered it. And then from mastering the radio is when I fell in love with it.
Analytical flex.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. I'm a beast.
And you know, in the Poker Room podcast, we give everybody flowers. And Flex, you on the Mount Rushmore 337.
Come on, man.
All right, take your flowers. We give them.
But
we don't give them. We issue them to the people that deserves them.
Yeah, I'm definitely down to take it. And I think that's even why I'm here right now. I think I'm back outside. I'm back out. I'm back, bringing things in the mix, changing the game, putting people on, man. And so I'm now going to get back in the public eye and start talking my shit again. You know what I mean? If we can curse on that, but
pop your shit.
I'm gonna start doing that and just getting people turned back up. You know what I mean? And embrace home. I was so frustrated with home a lot of times, and I still am sometimes. But I'm understanding how to embrace it and use it to my advantages. Right? So I know what I could do here, and I'm like, all right, let's go all in. So I'll take it. 337, you know what I mean? Mount Rushmore, you know what I mean? I'll take it. What's up? You heard me.
Already. Touch on your yesteryears of being a club promoter.
My what?
Yesteryears, like the beginning.
Oh, man.
From the beginning.
Man.
Like you said, Mr. C.
Yeah.
Started
So
with that.
got in there. So I'm doing my own parties, man, and DJing, that type of stuff. And so we was always going to like Greek parties. Now, we were going to Greek drill squad. So we always going like the Greek parties, not necessarily the clubs, but always going to the college parties and stuff like that. And then getting into radio. So when I graduated, I was already doing radio, like the teen talk show and all that type of stuff. And then I was, of course, like I say, always in the mix, carrying the bags, going to the events, whatever I need to do to be in the mix. So when I graduated, I went to Southern for a semester, came back. Well, got called for a position at 95. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. And from there, I just took my party lifestyle. I still was doing other parties, but I just took that to let me get in the mix with a club. And Shakers was my first club I got into. So I was there, one, putting party together, but all promoting the club, but also as a radio personality, because we would do remotes all the time, which is the live broadcast. And so that connection kind of happened when I started really getting heavy with Shakers nightclub. And then from there, I just started really, and again, I already had all the resources and connects out here. And then that just started putting me in that mix, in the club mix with the pedestal, with different promoters and DJs and that type of stuff. So I came from a party background anyway, and then I was on radio, and so people were familiar with me no matter what, and I knew how to put parties together and do events and promote. I mean, I was coming with some of the most creative, like the things you see today, man, has nothing on what we used to do. I mean, that was always an event. A reason for you going to the mall and get some clothes, dress up to make sure you ready for the event. Listen, you knew Flex is always event. Shout out to Ratchet Crew too. You knew it was always an event.
Shout out to Ratchet Crew.
Always an event, man. And we made that Flex Promotions versus Ratchet Crew back in the Gap. We made it so hot because it was always Team Flex and Team Ratchet Crew. Really, we all family now. We love each other, and we did at that time. But it was just hot for the scene. You know what I mean? Always an event. So. Yeah, man, that's when my early days started. Then from there, I just started doing other clubs, and then got out of just promoting and DJing to more so let me get into behind the scenes and started managing and helping a lot of clubs get started and their paperwork and organizations and all that type of stuff. And got more in the back end and understanding the permitting and the licensing and stuff like that.
You mentioned you worked on the radio. How was that experience?
Man, shit. I miss radio, to be honest. I miss it, which is why we're gonna get this podcast started. I'm throwing that in there. But nah, man, radio, love it. Radio got me to being the great speaker, top of the mind, you know what I mean? What's up, your boy Flex in the building, you know what I mean? We up in here doing things real big. So just being able to just, you know what I mean, touch so many people. People excited about knowing who I am, what I do. So yeah, radio, I love it. I miss it too. I've been having dreams that I'll be getting back on radio, but it all just be dreams because
I don't want it to be unsaid. That was a fantastic radio voice.
Yeah. You heard me.
He got it. We need him back on radio.
You heard me, man. Listen, things have never been, no hit to anybody.
Remember when I was talking to you during the recording of my episode with Alex? Yeah. Just be able to snap into like your broadcast voice like that?
Yeah, exactly. I remember.
Things have never been the same since I've been out of radio. I got fired from radio, man. I got fired from both of my radio companies that I was with. First when I got fired, which was from 95, 104.7, their sister stations, I worked for that company. I got fired from there. Northside had a game against STM at championship game.
Big game.
First of all, in Monroe.
Okay.
I had to be there. What are we talking about?
Right.
So the school board and my station allowed me to actually broadcast my show from the game that weekend.
Dope.
Well, I got fam that went to Grambling, so I'm like, I'm already out here. We lit. My whole school here, plus why go back this weekend? So I ended up staying at Grambling. I missed a promotional we were doing for Black Rodeo, but I still got it covered. Shout out to my girl, Miss Chelsea Brown. Please say the miss. Wayne didn't cover it for me, so it was all handled. But still I got suspended. Then about 2 weeks later, got called in and then fired, which was cool. So. And then a couple months later, Mr. C started running 105.9, and he brought me in there as an assistant program director with him. And then I got onto the sales side of radio as well and started actually putting promotions and sales together. And I wasn't there for that long either. So after I got fired from there, then I started figuring out, all right, what do I need to do now? What am I going to do now? And that's when I started my company and that type of stuff. But so, I mean, I embrace that too. Like, yeah, I got fired, you know.
Well, most people don't even get the chance to get fired.
Yeah,
so,
right.
You know,
right. You know what I mean?
But radio needs you back.
They need
if y'all listening, any radio station,
they better
holla at Flex.
I was just at a company. I was just at a company about 5 months ago. I was at a company maybe 4 or 5 months ago. I just had another I just had a conversation with upper level management with another company, but most of those are the business side, you know. So all those previous radio situations that I have ongoing or had going was now they want the businessman now. You know what I mean? I go make that money, so they want that marketer, that salesman, that person who go and get the gig, make the money. I'm like, yeah, we can do both. So yeah, my last radio situation wasn't on air. They all on the back end, the business side. So,
explain to us the concept of I Found Diddy.
Man, Diddy. So you're asking the questions right in order, man. So after I got fired from the radio station,
I try to, you know, like I said, I try to document a person, my guest's life.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so you got.
Yeah, I'm gonna start from the bottom.
So so I got fired. Figure out what am I going to do now? So I started this company called Publius Global, which is a brand and talent development company. We were doing marketing, public relations at the time, and now I kind of defined it now. But Publius Global, which is the heart of it all, started at, and I have a system. It was called a 280-day system, and I mean, people wasn't trusting it, and I respect it. People wasn't trusting it, some wouldn't believe in it. So I was like, all right. Look what I'm going to do. I'm going to prove my system on myself since, you know, people won't trust it, don't believe it, understand. I was building my brand, my system, my business on their backs. So now I understand, you know, I'm still learning at the same time while I'm representing you. But I knew that I knew what I was talking about, though. So I ended up saying, F this. I'm going to drop everything. I'm going to move to Atlanta. And I'm going on a radio challenge. So I challenged every radio personality in Atlanta. I'm like, look, I'm here. Anybody want this? I'll take your job. Let's go. What's up? Like, let's go on the mic for one turn up. What are we doing? Well, they didn't take the challenge. No one took the challenge. I'm like, all right, well, whatever. So, like, what I'm going to do, I'm like, what I'm going to do about my dreams. I'm on the phone with one of my friends, Duchess, and I'm like, yo, I'm on the phone with Duchess, and then Killer Key and then my Kayla was right across from me at Waffle House, but I'm on the phone for hours. I'm like, yeah, man, I'm trying to tell everybody to follow their dreams, man. I'm trying to teach people how to whoop the whoop. I'm like, shoot, I can do what I want. I'm single, no kids. I can go do what I want. I can follow my dreams. They crazy. I don't even know why I'm stressing over people. And I'm like, he's like, yeah. And I'm like, shoot, what are my dreams, really? I'm like, shoot, if I want, I can go work for P. Diddy right now if I want, you know. And they playing with me like that, like. They don't understand who I am. I can go work for P. Diddy if I want. And I'm like, my friend's like, yeah, you can. I'm like, shoot, I really can. I can go. You know what?
Is that P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, or Sean Combs?
That's at the time Diddy.
All right.
Diddy. I'm like, I can go work for Diddy if I want. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, shoot, that's what I want to do. I want to go work for Diddy. Because, when he had I Want to Work for Diddy, all the shows wasn't old enough for that, right? So I'm like, shoot, that's a dream that I really have, to go work for P. Diddy. Why don't I go do that? And so as we're on the phone, we're talking, he's like, it's starting to sound more realistic to me. I'm convincing myself, right? This is where we get deep. I'm convincing myself that I can go work for P. Diddy. While I'm talking to my friend in that very moment, I'm convincing my brain that you can go do that. And so it started to sound realistic to me. I'm like, man, I can go do it. I can go do this. And after we got off the phone, I asked the two girls across from me, I was like, what y'all think about me going find P. Diddy and work with P. Diddy? They're like, what? Wow. Like, let's go. They're like, sound crazy, let's go. So I'm like, all right, I'm going. And so in my mind, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go to New York. I'm going to just stand outside in front of this building forever. And then after 2 days, I'm like, okay, that don't sound too real. I need to figure this out if I'm really going to do it. So I started praying about it. Really just thinking and asking for spiritual guidance, all that good stuff. And I started getting, man, T. Jakes was just dropping some spiritual stuff that was resonating to me so deep. I'm like, okay, I'm getting the signs. Then I'm seeing P. Diddy just posting stuff. Then I'm like, yo, some reason, whatever is happening, because I wouldn't that happen in the universe. Whatever is happening, I'm getting exactly what I was asking for. I'm like, okay, I'm going to find P. Diddy. So I was like, I prayed about it. God said yes. The universe answered me. I see P. Diddy saying this. I'm going to get Diddy. So I put a team together. I said, how are we going to do it? So we created a campaign. Shout out to my boy, D. Narcisse Dillon. He created me, crazy designer out here too. He created me my flyer, my Came Flame flyer, which with my face, and shout out to my brother Titan, who actually took that photo. We used that photo for the campaign flyer, and it was like this big, looked like a newspaper type article, and I was like, all right, I used that to build a team. Broke, no money, nothing, sleeping on everybody's couch and floors, no car. Broke, like, all right, what I'm gonna go do? And I just got people excited and built a team and raised the money to travel everywhere. We was driving everywhere, bro, to go and find him. And we just in front of his offices and with signs and shirts. And Kenny Burns, I'm running up to Kenny Burns, like, yo, Kenny Burns, he's like, wait, you that stalker? I'm like, no, I'm not a stalker, homie. We don't get these opportunities where I'm from. So me seeing you on the street, I'm running up. Correct. He called me a stalker. Side note, he called me a stalker because you understand, I had everybody's phone number, like, except Diddy. Rest in peace, Andre Harrell, Kenny Burns. Everybody in Diddy's company, I had their phone number, their email, except Diddy. So one time I saw Kenny Burns, Meek Mill, and Diddy at Diddy's house on Instagram. They posted. I say, oh, perfect. So I text Kenny Burns' phone, was like, yo, I'm Flex, Orlando Mouton. I'm on a hunt to find Diddy. Ain't on no beach type stuff. On some, I'm trying to show him I'm gonna get that work in. I'm going to get that cheesecake. What we gonna do? Like, come on, tell him he gotta see me. Tell him I ain't stopping until I get to him. Bum bum bum. And I send him the flyer. Now, like I tell everybody, if somebody sends a message like that about me right now to you, you're gonna be like, Flex, this is crazy. So human nature, I know that he then had to go and show Diddy this. So I'm like, oh, he got to show Diddy. I'm texting him right now about Diddy. So that's why he called me a stalker. He's like, bro, you just going crazy. But they respected the hustle and the grind. So just was going everywhere, man. They tried to shut me down several times. Called security several times. Police came. Man, we drove to New York. We drove to LA. We drove to DC, Virginia, Atlanta.
You drove all these places, bro?
We drove all these places, man. We pack up, got Airbnbs, and we just driving. We riding everywhere, like everywhere. And then Atlanta, the first time I really met Diddy was, that one was undocumented, but that was in Atlanta at the Hip Hop Awards. So the night of, I spent $200 on a damn ticket, but it didn't matter. I wasn't doing anything. Spent $200 on the ticket, and lo and behold, I'm scoping the scene. I'm like, wait, this security don't look like the rest of those securities. Okay, he has a suit on. Oh, this is Roger Bonds. Shout out to big homie Roger Bonds.
Shout out Roger Bonds.
Oh, this must be Diddy's. Also rock. Lo and behold, fool, we in Diddy's section. So my wristband bought me a spot in Diddy's section. I'm like, thank you.
The universe.
I posted it on Instagram. Diddy reposts it And like, we in the city, baby, I'm on my way. I ain't see it. But all my people texting me, calling me, boy, did he just repost? I'm like, oh, did he know I'm here now? Cool. So he gets there. It's a party. He turns around. He sees me. He's on top, like he's standing on something. I'm behind. He turns around. He sees me. His biggest smile ever. The world stops. Right? We're in the Matrix at that point because it's me and Puff. Like, you know, when you're watching a movie and the people talking or they see somebody and then that's what happened. So he comes and shake my hand and he's like, tell his people, take care of him, give him something to drink. And then he says on the mic, we know we out here, turn it up. We're going to have some fun next week and make dreams come true. But tonight we having some fun. So I took it as if he was just telling me like, be cool tonight. Ain't gonna be none of that type stuff. But they embraced me that weekend. They all let me just kind of hang out that weekend with them, went to all the events with them, all that good stuff. So it was cool, right? No business, just hanging out. And I understood what time it was. So then Kenny Burns pulled me that night too, and like, you know, what's good? You good, man? I still see you. You know, when I called you that, this what he explained to me why he said what he said, telling me what I need to be doing to be right in the game and all that type of stuff. He was like, come next week, come to Miami for Revolt Music Conference. I got you. Come to Miami, I got you. So Kenny, I'm reaching out to Kenny all week. Couldn't get to him. Busy, of course. Couldn't get to him. So I'm like, we down to the wire. I'm trying to go to Miami. Remember. Broke, trying to go to Miami, pull up the Dream Studios. And I'm like, man, I'm still trying to go. Anybody on a roll? Bro, 3 hours before we left, that's when everything got together. Treega, Feek, Chris Michaels, Kales, Sko Money, of course, the whole the whole fam.
Shout out to all them guys.
Man, I don't want to miss anybody. Rest in peace, Miyagi. Miyagi actually shot the shot of Diddy pulling me. So you got to hear the history, right? So all them, and I hope whoever I missed, I love y'all, but they all was like, we coming. So we just all put the money up, put money together, got in cars, and drove our asses to Miami. Didn't even have the hotel booked yet. We didn't even have a ticket to get in the show. I just told everybody, look, y'all roll with me. Hey, let's get there. We're gonna figure the rest out. So we get there. Everybody else gonna have fun. I just was like, I'm gonna chill, turbo. I'm gonna just chill, you know what I mean? The next morning, I go to the hotel. Everybody is in the room. Everybody understood this. This trip was about me. Whatever y'all get is cool, but it's about me getting me. So everybody was in a room. So I go to the hotel early that morning. I'm just hanging around the hotel, doing what I do, just sneaking around, watching, see how I can infiltrate. So I'm like, okay. So I found the people with the company. They're like, oh, Kenny did talk to us. Do you want to be an ambassador? You want to work as an ambassador? You know, I'm like, I mean, not really, but whatever I got to do to get in the mix, yeah, I'll work, whatever. At the same time, when they were going to get my shirt and all my paperwork, I see Keith Clinkscales, which is he was the CEO at the time, but he's the founder of like Vibe magazine, that type of stuff. So Keith's a big deal in the game. So I'm like, okay, but Keith know me really well because he was the one who always was bringing me in and fussing at me for the way I was doing in security. So I go around the hotel lobby and walk in my phone and accidentally run into him, like not bump into him, literally, but like, oh, Keith. But I've been seeing him since. Oh, Keith,
Flex, you went with your move.
Yeah, we talking. He looked at my wrist. He said, I don't see a wristband. I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm just here. I'm trying to. I said, I talked to Kenny. They said, going to get me on as ambassador. I'm just trying to. He said, where your people? I know you never come along. Where your people? I say, oh, they all at the hotel. They know today's about me. He's like, okay, how many you got? I said, 14. He said, flex. I say, but again,
it's about me, you know.
He said, nah, I know how you roll. Tell your people get here in the next hour, and I got passes for all of y'all. I say, what? He said, tell them get in the next hour. I say, bro, you can't make this up. Hey, get here. Boom. Well, he kept us waiting for an extra hour. I mean, it's Keith, right? It's cool. He kept us waiting for an extra hour, but he got there. He gave us all our passes. We posted up on Instagram. You'll be able to find those pictures. I can put them back. I archive them with our bands and everything. And he was like telling them, like, you know, y'all better thank Flex, man. Flex getting y'all through the doors. He hustling. We doing it because we already know what he really is grind with the whoop. So then he told me, make sure you go to this event and that event. Make sure that X Diddy gonna be tomorrow. Diddy performing tonight. Whoop. Cool. It was Miami, and it started raining that day. So when it's time for the concert was supposed to be outside. So everybody else started leaving, going change for the concert. I ain't leave. I said, I am not even going to eat. I'm going to eat over here. I'm not eating. Or bring me something to eat. So I stayed. The concert got switched from outside to inside. So I was the first one in line because I waited those 3-4 hours for the switch over. First one in line. So when I get in there, I'm first to the stage. Like, so I'm right. And so at that point, I was like, God, thank you. If this is it, if this is all you giving me, I'll take it because I'm still watching my freaking idol perform. And it's a 20-year reunion. They don't even perform anymore. And he's performing this year and I'm here. So you know what? If this is all, I'm still a little dude from Lafayette at this place right now. Thank you. Kodak Black was featured that night. That's when Kodak Black came out. Bryson Tiller was discovered that same weekend. Barreline, who's Barreline DA. She was actually we had the same situation. She and I both had the same type of situation with Revolt. She was discovered that weekend. She got a job with Maddie.
Y'all remind me of the same type of hustle.
Same situation, same year, same situation. Mm-hmm. She got on with Marilyn. I was more with Nick Storm. Same situations.
She got a radio. She got her own record label right now.
Right, own record label. So that was a crazy year. Neil Dominic pull up Bryson Tiller. Man, crazy year. So Puff's on stage performing. He's on his second song and he sees me and he comes and he grabs my hand. Now, I'm thinking he's just gonna shake my hand again like he did the weekend before in Miami. In Atlanta.
Okay.
But he grabs me, he actually pulls me on stage and we rocking. So in my mind, I'm like, damn, I'm here. Like, do I party? Do I cry? Do I dance? What do I do? And I'm just in my mind like, but if he give me that mic, and he gave me the mic. And the minute he gave me the mic and I said, "You heard me," I knew I was comfortable. I felt at home, and I don't know, it was just natural. But that's that was the journey to getting to Diddy. The point of it was to show people that no matter where you're from, if you stay consistent, diligent, and really, really tap in, you can follow your dreams no matter what. I got to the biggest man in hip hop. He was the biggest hip hop mogul. You got to understand that. From Lafayette, from a phone. And I'm I remember the fam. Oh, when he went follow me on Instagram and liked my stuff and commented on my stuff and started posting me, reposting. Everybody like, oh man, and I want to show like all the artists, especially y'all keep going. Y'all can get there. Imagine if I was an artist with more to offer than them. You know what I mean? So that was the point of it. And then from there, it made me believe in myself enough to just keep it going. So I first did it to make everybody else believe. And then it made me believe. And so I just kept it going.
Already.
Yeah.
What's next for Flex? Can you elaborate to my audience what the slogan means?
Okay. So what's next for Flex? Actually, I think it was born with the I Am Diddy, with the I Found Diddy campaign. It was about Flex always doing something. Flex always got something up his sleeves. Flex always got the next move. Flex is always on to the next things, next big things. He's always in the mix. He's a mogul in his own right type stuff. So what's next for Flex is pretty much people always want to know what I got coming up. And I'm like, okay, what's next for Flex? So that's you always ready. Always remembering that Flex gonna keep
striving.
Keep it. Like
keep pushing.
Always something next. So if you see this didn't work out for Flex, or if this not going right, or if this happened, just ask yourself what's next for Flex. Cause something's gonna be next. Trust me, you know what I mean? So that's what that means. And I think it came from it. It was the real big birth of it came when I was doing the Diddy campaign.
Okay. Recap the Louisiana Beauty Business and Influence Expo.
Man, Louisiana Beauty Business Influencer Expo was I came back from New York. That's when I moved back here from New York. I had a New York state of mind. What that means is money is real out there. We talk real money. Uh-huh. Real deal out there. Ain't no fluffing, right?
Right.
So I came back. I was like, okay, let me do something for this city on a more influential big level. So I brought in BB Judy, Caesar from Black Ink Crew, Tyresa Ty, a few other people came through, and we put this expo together where you got pop-up shops where beauty brands, business brands could have come and get some real life tips, advice, one-on-ones with these influencers and get the juice. So that's what that was about. Just trying to continue and trying to create spaces to help, just help the businesses and brands, and really, because I understand all that. I come from that. That's what I'm doing. I'm doing that for big brands and major companies and artists and stuff. So I just wanted to come and trying to share that with my people.
How important are networking, relationships, and resources in the industry?
It's everything. Like, it's almost more important. Actually, I'm going to say it's more important than money. It's better than money. Like, if you got the relationships, I got relationships in my phone. Some I don't even use yet because you got to know when to use them, how to use them, when to make those calls, when to use the calls, what to use them for. What can you offer is it reciprocal? Can you offer the same thing or something to the person that you need something from?
Correct.
You know what I mean? Mr. C helped me when I was coming. Guess what? I'm now in position that I helped him with some things. I was able to put him in positions that made sure he continued to feed him and his family, that made sure he continued to build his brand and name, right? Bonds and Storm and people like I've now with my Matador, I was able to offer them opportunities. So it's being able to go back and know how to reciprocate the relationships. So man, relationships, resources, contacts are most important. Most important. Your name is supposed to supersede you in any room. And when it's good, people are waiting for you to arrive. People want to hear about you and like, oh yeah, I know him. I mean, yeah, of course. And it's majority good. I ain't gonna say it's always good. People are human, but majority of the time it's good. People gonna want to work with you. People gonna want to mess with you. People gonna offer you the great things. People gonna offer you opportunity. People gonna help you out. You know what I mean? So that's the most important, bigger than money. Go get those relationships and know how to cultivate them. I'm telling y'all gonna get it for sure.
Most definitely.
Yeah, for sure.
Share with the poker room your relationship with OBNJ.
OBN, man, he actually supposed to be with me today, but other things that came up. OBN, so we started off with OBN when I was putting REDHi together. As a matter of fact, I was living in LA at the time, and I was putting REDHi together, and I had a focus group, which is a bunch of different creatives who just was doing stuff. I was watching their patterns. I would ask them questions. They would tell me things. And so they put me on OBN and NLE Chopper. And that was the two people that I was looking at the time and reached out. NLE subsequently, though, just had got with United Masters. Okay. And so OBN got back and we was like, okay, let's figure it out. OBN was just leaving Colombia. So that was the opportunity because NLE signed, OBN not, he just left out of Colombia. That's the opportunity to show you what we can do, how I can add value to you, what I can do with you. So he and we talked for about 2 weeks, figured it out, got it down. Then I brought him my class reunion at Northside that year. And they started doing the parties and moving around with him. And then we started really working on the branding. When COVID hit back and I was back here, we couldn't find the studios to really go into and put them in. So I was like, man, it's time that we just go ahead and open our own. I'm like, I called my co-founder. I'm like, hey, we might as well just open REDHi. Let's put REDHi together. And so because of that, we was like, all right, let's just go get REDHi. And so he's been really, really tapped. At first I was doing his full-time day-to-day managing business and personal stuff. And then as we was building, then I started focusing just on some brand management. We separated once or twice before. Go deal with our things, come back and, figure out how we better work together. We love each other. We really, really, really want each other to be better and strive. So when we don't connect, we just, all right, go take some time and come back and figure out how we gonna make it work. And then now, we back in the mix. He's a full 100% supporter of REDHi and back in REDHi with us and endorsing that. I'm a full 100% supporter of him and his movement, what he have going, and the whole REDHi team is on his team, and we're pushing him at the same time. And we got a deal. We up together type stuff. So we got a brotherhood. You know what I mean? But definitely we work together. We do a lot of back end other business stuff together. Whatever he need, I'm there. You know what I mean? And vice versa.
What is the harmonic scanner strategy?
You talking, boy? Well, we got to call Benji for that. Nah, man. Harmonic scanner is it's one of the tools that's used for Forex trading. So I got involved with Forex. A lot of our REDHi members was in Forex, and I would never want to mess with it. So I'm like, but when I went to Houston, my homie Miko's and Tay Mitch, shout out to them, was in it, and they're like, come check it out. So I'm like, all right, it's something I can add to my REDHi platform. So we started getting into Forex. Harmonic scanner was a tool that was from the company I Am Academy. With Forex, and that was one of the tools that they used to actually. So what I started doing was I took that strategy and I started figuring out a more creative way to teach the strategy using using like stoplights and cubes and Legos and stuff like that, to like teaching it very, very simple that anybody can understand how to use it to trade Forex. So that's why I started doing the harmonic scanner.
Okay. Can I still get a bottle of Matador vodka?
Yeah, Matador still on the shelves at Total Wines. You know what I mean? There's some things that definitely going on internally with the company though. I stepped down from Matador last January. I stepped down. I'm a partner. I was the CMO. I've done some great things with Matador, but I stepped down because we had some internal issues, but I'm still a partner, however. But now, most recently, I ended up working some things out, getting back to the table more on, and still a partner, but more on the strategic consulting side, strategy. And we're working on some major dealings right now that I can't fully talk about.
Okay.
But don't get it twisted. Yeah, you can still pick up the Matador. You can still see me with Matador. You're going to see more Matador. So, yeah, we got some big things we're working on right now. Some deals we got in the mix that, that's going. You're going to see more Matador for sure.
Already.
Yeah.
Ciroc lifestyle was crazy.
Man, Ciroc, yeah, man. Talk to me about the Ciroc lifestyle, man. Y'all love the Ciroc lifestyle.
Please talk to us about it.
Ciroc lifestyle was got me to Matador. You know what I mean? But Ciroc lifestyle was crazy. My job with Ciroc was, I was ambassador, event marketing coordinator. Well, I had to make sure all the events was right. Girls Trip, I did that movie. Super Bowl, All-Star, Essence, Grammys, all that. Like, I'm the one setting up the set for whatever Ciroc doing, going to the club, making sure things are right. Just like you got this sign placed right here to make sure it's caught perfectly on the camera. I'm doing all that, making sure decals, everything is right, positioning for branding purposes, all that type of stuff. And then just living the lifestyle, being able to be with the Combs and Diddy and French Montana. I was working closely with French Montana too, Diddy, and just all the sons. I mean, we cool, you know what I mean? Like just pulling up to the crib and the studio, just doing stuff. Lovely, but then you go into the events and you gotta spend $2-3 grand, $4 grand on a night. You know what I mean? Like, let's go, let's party, let's have fun. So it was a lifestyle, bro. It definitely was a fast moving lifestyle. Every always in a different city, different situation, different celebrities, different house parties. Really living that celebrity entertainment life, and definitely owe it to Ciroc for that. You know what I mean? I sold over $1 million worth of Ciroc.
I remember. We get into retrospect. I think you was the only guy that had Ciroc Apple.
I was the only person in this market that had Ciroc Apple.
I remember.
No clubs had it. No stores had it. Even the distributor didn't have it. Glaciers didn't even have Ciroc Apple. And so everybody's like, how did he get? How has he got Ciroc Apple? Who is this dude? Everybody's asking that question? But I got it straight from the. So after I found Diddy. Shout out to big homie Aubrey Flynn, still a mentor to me right now, Nick Storm. After I found Diddy, I had a call with Aubrey. He like, yo, what's the department you want to work on? So that's when I had to figure out if I wanted to work with Revolt, Ciroc, Blue Flame, Sean John, whatever. And then we came down to really, I would be best with Ciroc and Blue Flame. So I'm like, all right, cool. He's like, I'm gonna give you your first task. He said, he sent me a picture of J-Lo and Puff. I think they maybe had the green apple Ciroc in it. He said, do something with that. And so we made this little comment, made a little caption. Telling what would happen when you on that Ciroc Apple, because it was like, J-Lo was married and Puff had Cassie, and you didn't, so like no telling what would happen when you're on that Ciroc Apple. And then I text almost everybody like, hey, at this time I need you to go post this. And it got viral. It started moving. The post got viral, and that's like, okay, you on your stuff. We did the Ciroc Apple launch. Nick Storm, Roger Bonds came down, Carly Rae came down. We did it here in Lafayette. And Glaciers called me like, hey, we heard about you. We're hearing a lot about you. We seeing that you have the product we don't have. We were trying to figure out how, and so they figured out how could we partner and actually push the campaign, push the Ciroc Apple, and that went crazy. The launch of Ciroc Apple went crazy. Shout out to Kenny Burns too. He was on the launch as well. Not particularly for this market, for the national. Went crazy. Over $1 million in 8 weeks. Over $1 million worth in 8 weeks. and it wasn't for me. You know what I mean? So but that's how they knew. That's how they knew that. All right, this dude is the real deal. So I mean, Glaciers wrote me. I mean, the regional vice president of Glaciers was coming from all markets to come to that launch party. What do you want? We going because they saw what I was doing for it, like how I'm making moves and making sales, making people so excited, interested in. So like Apple. After that, we the mango. We did the same thing with the mango and French vanilla, because it was crazy. It was crazy. Yeah, man. It's a rock lifestyle, man.
Shout out Bottle Poppin' Dad for always reaching out to you and making sure we stayed with some Ciroc.
Yeah.
Boy, Bottle Poppin' Dad.
Yeah, all the time. But hey, all the time. Always supported too. He definitely helped the movie. Shout out Dad, man, for sure. Big us for sure. Yeah, man. Ciroc lifestyle was crazy, man. You know, just always in the mix, always on to the next, doing some big heavy shit. So, and again, it brought me here to having my own with Matador. You know, owning your own. So love it.
For real. Now on to the present day. Your child, your baby. Intricate the root of REDHi.
REDHi. Yep, that's my child. So whoever got stuck when he said child, yeah, that's my child. But REDHi, man. So REDHi started because actually REDHi was born from Publius. All right, so that's why it's REDHi Creative Studios by Publius Global. And REDHi started because I did the focus group when I came back from New York. I was so out of tap with what was going on here. I'm like, all right, why we don't have any creative stuff going around here like that I know about? Why is there not a hub? Why is there not a central regulation somewhere that everybody goes? Excuse me. So I'm like, yo, we need somewhere where everybody can go. And they're like, so I started the focus group. They say, we don't have the money. We don't have a place. We don't have the tools, the resources, the equipment. I'm like, all right, so if I create a spot for y'all to go and create, tap in, video game, whatever you do, oh yeah, we're going to go. Then I realized, how y'all going to make money from it? They didn't know how to make money. So I say, I can also teach you guys how to make money, how to monetize your podcast, how to monetize you as a music artist, how to monetize as a gamer, athlete, all that. I'm like, I know how to do that. I can teach y'all how to do that. So I'm like, okay, we'll build this big old platform and I can't manage everybody. People calling me, hey, Flex, can you manage? No, I can't manage 100 people. I can build a company that can, though. And so like, all right, we're going to build this system, this process, this platform that all you got to do is be on the platform and you're going to get the flow. You're going to get the flow. So that's why REDHi started. And then we did our first REDHi in 2020, right in the middle of COVID. We didn't follow any rules. Right in the middle of COVID, we did our first one. And like I say, that was when we were trying to get OBN in the studio, but then we started gaining the members. We opened our second, that was downtown. We opened our second one, 4,000 square feet, crazy space. A lot of artists came in and did some video shoots and some content there. We was only open there for about a month and a half because they kicked us out because the energy was too crazy. We had one in Baton Rouge. We had one in the police station, Opelousas. We did a couple of things in Lake Charles. We did one a satellite one in the King Center for a summer camp. So we did a couple, and now we're fighting to get this next location open on and popping, and that's what we at the table at right now to get our current location fully open and activated, so our members can start doing that. I mean, we did our pre-launch registration, started November of 2022. The goal was 200. We're at about 240, 250, 260, something like that right now, registrations. So we definitely reached our goal. And so now it's time to put all those members somewhere to get them active and activated. And so right now we still doing just a lot of events and activations and stuff like that to keep everybody moving. We got our messaging. I continue to stay tapped in people through messaging. They can ask me questions. They can go to a meeting, and if they have a question, they can text me real quick and I'll answer through our app and all that type of stuff. Yeah, so now it's just like I told you, back outside, getting the energy right, getting the juice right. And then I came back. So I was in Atlanta most recently, and I came back to Lafayette in October. And I was on a phone with Cam. Cam run the city, so shout out to Cam.
Shout out Cam.
And I was like, yo, Cam, if you say you gonna roll, because Cam was working with me with Publius as a designer and a stylist, and then we got back tapped at REDHi. It's like, if you say he wasn't with REDHi when I first launched, but he was with Publius. I say, if you gonna roll with me, and you for sure gonna help me build a team again, build energy again, find creatives to tap in, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna go 1,000% and get this done. If you say you for sure gonna help me, you're like, yeah, I'm on board, man. All right, cool. And he stuck to his word. And then we got tapped with Jay Ward, of course, as well, because I knew they were the low key. I knew they were together, and I always wanted to work with low key as well. And I was mad at Jay Ward. I'm like, why we haven't been working together, fool? Right. So they really came in and was like, we gonna help get this REDHi House activation back together. And so they have been rolling. And of course, can't forget about Organic Diego, who's a co-founder of REDHi House. You know what I mean? He was there from day one, grinding it out every time and like, all right, let's build this. So they came in to make sure that we rebuild the REDHi House the way it is. And, some key players on the team, man, Stab.
Is it every Wednesday?
Every Wednesday right now. We're doing some activations just to keep the mix going. But when we actually open our location, then every day it's going to be tapping in. So,
are y'all still accepting new members?
Yeah, so pre-registration, we reopened it back. So yeah, you still can go free. Really, it's free for another couple of days, and then start. I think mid-March probably you're gonna have to probably start paying for membership at that time. But still open to accepting registrations and memberships. So they can tap into 337-455-7572, and they're going to give them everything they need to go sign up and tap in and register and that type of stuff and register.
Everybody register with Flex with REDHi House.
Yeah.
Like you said, every Wednesday. Get with him or get gone.
Yeah, so every Wednesday we're doing the activation right now, different things, whether it's a branding seminar, whether like tonight we have the music showcase. But that's only because we don't have our location. So that's just a way to keep everybody active and still be able to connect once a week. But once we open at the location we getting built out, you can come to REDHi House any time of the day, all day, from 9 a.m. to 3 a.m. It's a creative co-working space. So it's actually a space you can go and you can just work, get your laptop, connect, work, and you can rent the space for events, launches, whatever you want to do. But there's also a music studio, podcast studio, gaming lounge, design lab, just different components that you can actually just rent out as well to create your content, YouTube, green screen, all that type of stuff. Excuse me. You can rent it out to create your content, but again, you can just come tap in, connect with other creators and just chill, work, eat, whatever you want to do. That's your home now. You got a creative hub that you can go and do workout any time of the day, all day, depending on your membership. You can rent the space and do events, but also we're going to always continue having activation. So our job as a company is one, to provide that space for you and the tools and the resources. We follow 3 pillars: opportunity, exposure, and resources, where exposure, opportunity, and resources, those 3 things are what we focus on. So anything that we're going to be doing is going to be about giving exposure to you as a talent, but also exposing the talent to other stuff, like me taking 30 miles to New York. Like, we've done all that. We even talk about that, you know what I mean? But so exposure and opportunities, creating opportunity, and the resources, which is we need the money, we need the relationships, we need the context, the resources, we need all those things. And so that's what we provide. And it's all made to help creators build, network, experience, and inspire. That's our focus is. And so what we're doing as a team and as a company, we're continuing finding new ways to help everybody brand, help everybody market, different events that we gonna always curate and put on that creates, whether it's pop-up shops, whether it's a music mixer, whether it's a YouTuber coming in, whether it's an artist coming in. We're going to always connect you with other people, always create stuff, helping athletes learn how to get NIL deals to help them and get endorsements. So we always continuing to teach you how to build your shit, how to come up, how to make money off of it. And so whatever about to happen with TikTok, with Metaverse, we're going to know that, and we send it out to y'all, keeping y'all on game. Like, this your home. You need a business plan. Come to us. We got it. You need to figure out how to make a pitch. Hey, you need somebody to go represent you at a contract signing or even look over contracts. We got that too. If it ain't me, I'm a dog at it. But if it ain't me, we got attorneys on the board, on teams too, that does entertainment law, all that type of stuff, trademarks. So it's really your resource hub to come and get whatever you need as a creative. They have a lot of those right now, but there's not much. It's not really many for creatives right now. It's for businesses and not the music artists. There's not a hub for the music artists to go to and get all these resources. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, exactly what you're saying.
For the content creator to go to and get these resources. And that's why we giving it. Now it's crazy because Diddy just invested $2 million in Rec Philly. Rec Philly is the same exact concept as REDHi. Don't know them. They didn't know me. But same exact concept as REDHi. They started in Philly. And now Diddy just invested $2 million into them to open up a Rec Miami. You know, so I'm just saying that this is what's really going on. And, you know, all the time I'm messing with Diddy. He didn't invested down, but I didn't even present him REDHi. You get what I'm saying? But it showed me that he was looking for what I had all this time, but I didn't even present him present REDHi or Publius to him. But that's where it's at right now. So yeah, it's more than just a meetup or event. It's a resource hub, a place you can go get all the information you need, anything you need. Just go co-work. You need a creative space to just do your work, to just type. Mm-hmm. Put your flyer together, produce your music. Like I'm even, by the way, I'm even going to be executive producing an EP.
Okay.
This year. I'm going at our REDHi, because we've already done some, but I've never did a whole project. At our REDHi, we're gonna record in our studio. I'm gonna get the producers, the artists, everybody I want working on a project together. It's gonna be like a Khaled or Diddy project.
Okay, a
compilation. And we're gonna make everything, and you're gonna see some of the artists working together that you never even expected to work together, that you didn't even know was gonna work together. It's gonna be crazy. 2023, we're gonna do that. So I'm gonna definitely executive produce that, because that's a project I think I want to do. It's gonna be fun. And I'm gonna use it to show y'all something else, though, to show y'all another move. But yeah, so man, everything. Yeah, REDHi is definitely way beyond just connecting like an event or something. Hell no. And then there's REDHi. So even by the time we continue to build them out, even when you go to Houston, there's going to be a REDHi in Houston. So if you're a member of REDHi, you can go any REDHi anywhere.
Okay.
Right? Whether it's Atlanta, whether it's Houston, whether it's New Orleans, whether it's Baton Rouge, whether it's Lafayette or Alabama, Mississippi, you're going to be able to go to any REDHi and use your membership. All REDHi, however, they all won't have the same thing. So you might go to one that has 3 music studios and 1 green room. You might go to one that have a green room and no music studios. You might go one just have full gaming lounges. So it's gonna always be different things depending on which REDHi you go to, but you will be able to have access to all the REDHi and access to anything that we have. Events, when we bring in some of the talent that we got on our roster we're not even telling y'all about yet, like some of the other creatives and YouTubers and music artists that we have on the roster already and that we're about to go and get on the roster. We giving y'all access to all that. I mean, OBN already, he's so whatever his feature price is, like REDHi members, like you're getting half off on features.
Oh, that's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's dope.
All that kind of stuff we doing. Music video. Look, we'll sign up on the video. They'll get the feature and the video for half off. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the type of things that we're doing with our creatives. And then we're about to launch a CR8. CR8, and I don't know if we're gonna keep it CR8, but that if I say it, I guess we're gonna have to keep it that. But Culture CR8, and that's kind of the podcast element that we're gonna be doing as well. But it's gonna be a situation where we go and pull creatives, whether it's a music artist, whether it's a podcast host, whether it's a designer, a gamer, who's really doing some stuff. And I'm not saying having 1 million followers. I'm saying
work
in the mix,
putting in the work,
getting it done. We want to go pull them. Right? And we're going to do a full session with them. We got our stylists already on the team, right? What our stylists are going to do, they're going to go and pull brands. So whatever brands, whoever on REDHi that have brands, like clothing brands, our stylists are going to pull those brands, right? And use those clothes to style whatever person we're spotlighting, whether it's a YouTuber, TikTok, whatever. And we're talking people, you know what I mean? So we're going to use their merch to style that talent, right? While they're doing that, we have full behind the scenes production going on, capturing this whole process, right? And guess who we're going to use to do that? Our creatives that's on our platform. We're going to pull them and get them on there. And so then there's also going to be a podcast that we're going to interview them and really, we're going to talk to them about their situation, their careers, but also I'm going to be dropping gems and game on them. So I'm going to be looking at their projects, seeing what they got coming up, and right there live in flesh, giving them ways to market it. The team, we're gonna look at some of our team. We're creating content. Like we about to give all this through this little set, giving them ways to market their shit. You know, like let's say we get a funny mic, right? We're showing, look, boom, we're gonna do this, you're gonna do that, you're gonna do that, and we're doing that live on the podcast, right? And then then the podcast is gonna show this whole the photo shoot, the video shoot, the reels, all that, the podcast. So it's gonna be one compilation. That's gonna be the actual set. So that's coming. And that's something else we got for talent. And when I say talent, now we're not really looking for like fresh talent who, I'm trying to look for a dream, but you also don't have to be Drake. You get what I'm saying? So it's kind of like that middle line. You have to really, and again, you don't have to be an artist, but it can be a business person, a designer. You have to be in the mix doing it. You know what I mean? And people don't have to even know who you are, but we know and we discovered it. And we want to be able to put that spotlight, the culture crate, and put you in a crate, like, taking the old disc out of a crate, you know what I mean? And so
here are the concept renderings from REDHi, tapin.splashthat.com.
Yeah.
So a creative co-working lounge, a design lab, gaming lounge, a sound stage, recording audio production, a basketball gym. Nice. Then you got some membership options over here. But once again, that's REDHi, tapin.splashthat.com. Text
tap in at 337-455-7572. You can get tapped in the REDHi too. And then, hey, when you see a REDHi member, just ask them. They're going to tell you the truth. And they're going to tell you about their experience.
They do.
Now, actually, I'd rather them share the experience more than me. Who's over here? Somebody over here? Who's that? Come tap in real quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, before we get to that,
yeah,
the chant, you heard me.
You heard me.
Transpire?
You heard me. I like New Orleans bounce, man. I was a big Messi Maya, Magnolia Shorty, big on them. And they would always, you heard me. And I was on the radio, man, just like, you heard what I said, Q95.5, you heard me. And as I kept saying it, it really started to stick. And my boss at the time was like, man, you got to stop saying you heard me. I'm like, they love it, though. They love it. And now I can't leave it. Everywhere I go, can't say you heard me. I'm like, y'all, I'm shy when people even say you heard me, I get shy. But I'll be like, all right. Or they'll actually acknowledge me by, you heard me. And I'm like, oh, you heard me. You know what I mean? Or everybody trying to say it right. Well, listen, when Diddy, Kenny Burns, and Nick Storm started saying it, I'm like, oh. I'm like, oh, we got something. Oh, wait, we got something. You know what I mean? So you heard me. And it just, I don't know. People love it. What you like about it?
Oh, I love it. It's catchy. It catches the ear, and it's our heritage around this way.
Exactly.
It's our slogan.
Exactly right.
When you say that, they know where you're from.
They know where you're from.
They know what it's heading for.
Exactly. So yeah, fire.
Plug my boy in on REDHi.
Yeah, Cam, I told him, you know what I mean? Like, I can tell you all day about REDHi, but I think it comes better from the experience of REDHi creators and REDHi members. So holla at Cam. Talk to Cam about it.
Cam, what's your experience at REDHi?
Man, just by simply saying, like, there's a lot of creatives for us to at least tap in and to meet and to, like, I guess, get our information from, and as well as also collab with. So REDHi is a big, like a huge entity for like creatives and anybody that really just wants to find itself and also have like projects or anything they want to work on. So REDHi is just like, it's more than just somebody they want to come through and, and whatever knows really for you to build, take your brand and whatever you have going on and elevate yourself. And you come in, you get tips, you get keys, you know what I'm saying? You have opportunities to meet people, other people, influencers, artists. So it's not like we're planning to do one thing. Like, this is just the beginning of, a whole greater experience for people and people like me too, So REDHi is the wave. They need to tap in, man.
Most definitely will.
Yeah, the wave. We work with, we'll take a personal brand, take a personal artist, whatever, and work with you specifically. So either you got the platform, but also we pulling out people too who we really can help build and get deals and that type of stuff. Let's get the money. That's what it is. Let's get to the money and get the exposure out for you.
Already. Well, I'm host Pakman James.
Yes, sir. Your boy Flex. You heard me.
We're on the Poker Room Podcast, and we out.
This podcast is part of the Acadiana Cast Network. Go to acadianacast.com for more locally sourced content.